Hello. So a couple of years ago, about this time 2 years ago actually, I went on a big road trip across the United States. And here's, I guess, a feature-length movie of the portion I did across the southwestern part of the country. It's well worth watching. I think you'll enjoy. We'll start at the Grand Canyon, which was predictably amazing. Good morning and welcome to Flagstaff, Arizona. We're on our way to the Grand Canyon and it's bloody snowing. I mean, really bloody snowing. I really hope I don't have to dig the old Nissan out at any point today.
A few moments later.
Grand Canyon car park. And it's still snowing. This should be fun. Hope we can see anything. Okay folks, we're just coming to the edge now. So let's see what all the fuss is about, eh? Holy mother of God. Even with the snow. No, that's not snow. Even with the fog, it's bloody amazing. The cloud is literally just clearing as I speak. You know the way you see some natural wonders that are so hyped up that they can never ever live up to what you expect? Well, this isn't one of them. This is exactly as amazing as I expected it to be. And just like that, it's all fogged over again. Time to do something stupid. Let's go. Whoa, don't fall.
Stephen, stuck yourself.
I'm good. I'm just gonna go here. In a way, it kind of reminds me of the cliffs of Moher back home, only like 3 times the height. Look at those people out there. I think they have more balls than brains, frankly. The snow, annoying and all as it is, it does look really pretty coming down amongst the pine trees. Anyway, we're off to find some lunch and then go back to Flagstaff. But we'll be back tomorrow. Definitely.
Day 2.
Okay, day 2, not a cloud in the sky. Let's go have a wander down here, shall we? Should be just here. Do 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 do. Wow. Okay. Look at this. That is freaking amazing. As I said yesterday, it doesn't even slightly disappoint. Look down here. You can't even see the bottom. This part of it was cut by the Little Colorado River. So this isn't even the main canyon.
5 minutes later.
Okay, we're into the park proper now. You can just see the watchtower there, and we're just about at the edge of the canyon. Okay, we'll go down this way away from all of the people. Alright folks, just about at the world's most famous hole in the ground. Holy mother. Jesus. I'm afraid the camera isn't even going to do this justice, lads. It is beyond amazing. Holy God, you can see the Colorado River there, just left of centre of the shot. Looks like you can go up in the watchtower to get a better view. Don't know if I could be bothered. The view from down here is probably good enough. Yeah, definitely good enough. So these ruins are from the ancestors of the Pueblan Indians. As you can see, they're here since the 1100s or thereabouts, which is a pretty long time. Apparently people have been inhabiting the area around the Grand Canyon for around 10,000 years or something like that, which for North America, which was one of the last continents to get people on it, that's quite a long time. There's a cool museum over there as well, which has artifacts and all that sort of stuff from the ancestors of the Pueblans. Really nice place. I've been informed as well that the place is riddled with rattlesnakes, which, as somebody who has lived in Australia for the last decade, I would describe as kind of cute. We have some actual cactus people. I've never seen wild cactus before. Even though I have lived in a desert for the last 3 years, there's no cactus native to Australia at all. So that's pretty cool to see. Holy mother of... Whoa, sorry, I almost slipped there. Holy mother of God. Ooh, I almost slipped. Yeah, I'm not going any closer. As you can see, if I fell off that, it would probably be the last thing I ever did. Look at this place. Once again, folks, if you can go here, go here. It is wonderful. Okay, now I have to climb back up, which should be interesting. Thankfully, it seems to be a pretty well-worn path. Oh yeah, here we go. Got it, we're up. Excellent. We'll go over this way, I think. Awesome. Well, that's my exercise for the day, isn't it? This place doesn't have a bad angle, does it? Everywhere you look, it's just amazing. It ain't easy being wheezy. So there we have it, people. The Grand Canyon. Every bit as good as you thought it was going to be. It's an amazing place, and I still can't believe that that was all created by a river and some frost over a space of about 250 million years. Absolutely incredible feat of nature. Horseshoe Bend was next, which, despite being absolutely clogged with tourists, was a pretty amazing spot. Okay, let's see if this is as good as it looks in the pictures, eh? Almost. Oh wow. Yeah, that's fairly amazing. Yeah, this is not even slightly disappointing. That is just breathtaking. It's so pretty. Yeah, the old Sony action camera gets the shot really well. So this is it, folks. Horseshoe Gap. Horseshoe Bend even. Sorry, I'm getting the names of everything wrong this morning. Worth the crowds and the long walk, definitely.
A few moments later.
Right, so we have stopped in the town of Page, which is right in the north of Arizona on the Utah border. Obviously picking up some essential supplies here. The town itself was actually built, I think, in the 1930s. It's pretty much new. It was built, I think, to house workers for the massive dam project which created Lake Powell, which is just over yonder. We'll go have a look at it later. Whoa, that's amazing. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. That's what she said! But still a pretty impressive looking structure. And there is the start of Lake Powell behind it. Cool. Let's go across the road, shall we? I think there's a gap here. Yeah, there's a gap here. Huh. Okay, it's clear. I keep looking the wrong way when I'm crossing the road still, which is kind of a problem. And there we have the Colorado River, folks. That flows into Horseshoe Bend, where we were earlier, and on down through the Grand Canyon. Sorry about the fence. Not really much I can do about it. And there we have it, folks. That's Glen Canyon Dam for you. Right, I'm going to go back and finish my coffee, and then we have to go on somewhere else really cool.
5 minutes later.
Okay, we're just waiting for the tour to Antelope Canyon to happen. You can't actually drive out there yourself. You have to book a tour in one of those turquoise vehicles over there. I really hope it's the one where you're sitting outside. That would be cool. Anyway, judging by the pictures of the place, it looks pretty mad. So let's go have a look. This is what we're going on. It's kind of mad. It's like a ute with a garden shed in the back of it. Has seat belts, which is nice. It's like a modern day covered wagon. Are you scared, Sam? So photogenic. Kate? I have such good company on my travels, don't I, people? Little do they know that's going on YouTube. Whoa, this is bumpy.
Guide through the canyon, about a quarter mile all the way through. You guys will feel the difference. Yeah, I can actually feel the cool breeze coming through here. It's actually a 10 degrees difference. So you guys be nice and comfortable in there. So.
Alright, we've just come out the other side. I took a few videos inside and they were actually kind of terrible. The camera did not do the place justice, so I'm just going to put a load of photos over some music. Trust me, it'll look much better. Pretty spectacular place though. You can actually see the holes in the wall there, which is apparently where people had shot it back in the day. Fuck yeah! Sometime in the 90s, something like 15 people, I think it was, lost their lives when a flash flood went through the cave and just washed them all away. So ever since that time you can only get through here via guided tour. which is fair enough. The tour guide was actually a really interesting dude who showed us a lot of cool stuff about the cave. Mad. On to the Hoover Dam. This absolutely stunning piece of engineering is, as you can see now in a second, the Hoover Dam. Not the best view of it just yet, but we'll be going down in a minute and we'll take a proper look at it. You can just walk straight across it, which I'm going to do right now. Should be amazing views from the other side. If we come across to the other side of it, you can see Lake Mead, which is the lake which was created by the construction of this dam, going off into the background. Okay, thank you, Mr. Camry. Unbelievable. Obviously, this was created as a large hydroelectric power plant. It's not just the engineering and stuff that's interesting about this place, it's the history and the story behind it. It's absolutely amazing, which is why I've always wanted to see this place so badly. I can't remember any of the facts or figures I learned before I came here, so I'm just going to cut to me in the bedroom where I'll have everything written in front of me. I won't go into great detail regarding all of the various controversies and what have you that happened during the building of the dam, but suffice to say there is something like 120 deaths associated with the construction of the dam, ranging from various things such as industrial accidents to heat stroke. During construction in the summertime, it would frequently get up to 120 Fahrenheit, which is like 48 degrees. Not very nice weather to be working outside. There was also numerous labor disputes, and as it was built during the Great Depression, construction started in 1931. Las Vegas, which had a population of about 5,000 people at the time, saw its population absolutely explode as something like 10 to 20,000 unemployed people descended on the city looking for work on the dam. The company who constructed it actually had to build Boulder City, which is the nearest town to the dam, in order to house all of the unemployed people. If you want to look into it further, I strongly recommend you do. It's a really, really interesting thing. Well, there she is, folks, in all of her glory, the Hoover Dam. Always wanted to come here, so we can tick this one off of the bucket list too. They did a spoof of this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So every time I look at that wall, I picture CJ just free diving off of it, trying to escape federal agents. Cool statue as well. Guy rappelling. Mad. Anyway, we're off to Vegas now. I'll try not to get arrested or anything like that, but if anyone hasn't heard from me in the next 3 to 4 days, if you could maybe just contact the Australian or Irish embassy, just get them to check that shit's okay, yeah? Good luck. I didn't much care for Las Vegas, I'm not going to lie. I absolutely hate Las Vegas. I cannot stand the place. It is a vile cesspit of casinos and tourist traps designed to rob you of your money and nothing else. When you add to the fact that I don't drink, I don't take drugs, and I detest gambling, the place is absolutely wasted on me. If you're into all of those things, more power to you. You'll absolutely love it. Personally, the place can go and fuck itself. Just because I'm not into the whole casino, gambling, drugs and hookers thing though, doesn't mean there's no reason for me to come here. Because the place is absolutely breathtaking. We're in Red Rock Canyon now, and would you look at the scenery? It is magnificent. And this is right on the edge of Las Vegas. We're just about 15 miles from the Strip here. What a stunning, stunning place. Here's something mad I did notice about the place. Check out these bins. hang on, just let me get into the picture. There we go. There's actually latches on the top of the bins that you have to press in order to open them. This is to stop bears getting into them. Whoa. Anyway, enough about bears. That's the thing about Las Vegas. Everyone wants to come to get fucked up drunk, to lose all their money in slot machines and poker tables. And the thing about it is, there is so much more to this place than just gambling. And as somebody who, like I said earlier, does not like gambling one bit, it is totally worth your while visiting here. I went to the Hoover Dam the last day, which is just like a short drive from Las Vegas. It's also a great place to base yourself if you want to go to the Grand Canyon. So that's the good thing about Vegas. If you are not into the whole Las Vegas scene, shall we say, there is loads more things you can do here. Not really sure I'm allowed to film in here, but this is the inside of the Circus where we're staying. This is the Simpsons gambling machine, which Samantha is going to win like a load of money on. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Correct.
Awesome. How much have we won, Kate?
Nothing, we're losing.
That's not right. I was told we were going to win.
I expected to win, but I don't think we're going to.
I have been misled. 56 bucks, people. I only had to put in 40 bucks to get it. So I'm going to quit now. So after my little tiny win on the slot machines, I just had an ATM charge me $8 to take out my own money. We're back to earth with a bump, people. We are now on the strip. It's just about to get dark and we're going to go for dinner, and I will show you the place at night. And trust me, it looks a little bit different to the slightly drab place it looked like during the day. After a brief trip to San Diego Zoo. But there we have it, folks. The giant panda. The animal that proves that racism is stupid. He's black, white and Asian and everyone loves him. We then headed to Los Angeles. Down beneath me is the city of San Bernardino. You can just about see bits of it there. Unfortunately, it's cloudy, there's no wind, and there's just a haze hanging over the city. And I'm not really surprised by this, but at the same time, it does take from what is a stunningly beautiful city. I mean, look at this. And there's just a motorway up through it. If this was in Australia, you'd probably have to hike for 3 days to get somewhere like this. Phenomenal. I would absolutely kill for my motorbike right now. Unfortunately, this here rented Nissan Pathfinder will have to do. Seriously, this place is epic. Shame about all the smog. And just like Las Vegas, it just goes to show that if you step away from all of the tourist trap nonsense you get in the cities, there are places like this, and you really should go see them. To be honest, renting a cheap-ass car will probably cost you less than a night in a hotel in Los Angeles city centre. So stay out a bit, come to places like this. And I'm not knocking all of the touristy places in Los Angeles like Hollywood, Santa Monica and what have you. That's one loud-ass truck. And we'll start that again. Anyway, I'm not knocking all of the touristy places in Los Angeles like Hollywood, Santa Monica and all that, and I'll be getting to them in due course. But seriously, there is more to Los Angeles than just those places. Okay, I may have suggested earlier that it's a good idea to rent a car and head up the mountains around Los Angeles. Of course, if you do that, you're going to have to deal with a lot of this. The traffic in Los Angeles is just as bad as you'd expect it to be. Probably explains all the smog. And I'm back in Grand Theft Auto 5 again. That's the Griffith Observatory behind me. It's about 12 o'clock or something like that, 1:45 actually, on a Wednesday afternoon, and there is thousands of people up here. But it is definitely one of the best views you can get of Los Angeles, or at least it would be if it wasn't for all the smog. And of course, the main reason people come up here, on top of the views of LA City Centre, which you can just see off in the distance there, is over here on my right, a pretty famous sign, which is a lot smaller than you'd expect it to be. That's a close-up of her there. Excuse the shaky camera, I had to zoom in quite a bit to get that clear. There's sod all parking around here, so I had to park, I'd say, a good kilometre down the road from it, and even then I was lucky to find a space. There is actually a slightly better view of the sign down near where I have parked, although the camera will make it look a lot further away. It's also worth mentioning that if we come over here to the fence, you can see that Mr. Smog is doing his thing again. Only a few miles from the Pacific Ocean here, and you just can't see it despite the fact we're up a couple of 100 meters here. Bloody smog. Okay, I know it sounds like I'm whinging a little bit here, and well, I kind of am, but people have asked me what it's like in LA, what it's like to visit LA, so I'm going to tell you exactly what it's like. We are now leaving Griffith Observatory and we are heading over to Santa Monica, where we have discovered there's an Australian cafe. Now, I'm not normally the sort of person who would go on holiday just to eat all the same stuff you normally eat at home, because that's kind of stupid. However, America has a little coffee problem. Long story short, I keep getting this hot brown liquid in a mug. I don't know what it is, but it certainly isn't coffee. So I'm hoping that the Australian cafe will actually have good coffee, because mother of Jesus, if I don't get a proper cup of it soon, I'm gonna actually kill someone. Sunset Boulevard there, people. Kind of just looks like any other street in America, really. Only I'd imagine it's a lot easier to get drugs and hookers here. Beverly Hills! Ooh! I caught a guy doing a backflip on camera. Nice! Somebody forgot to plug in their Tesla last night. Bad one. Pro tip, people, if you ever want coffee, find an Australian. If you are Australian and you are in Los Angeles and you're hanging for good coffee and a pie, this place, it's in Santa Monica and it's really good. Santa Monica. You can just see Muscle Beach down there in front of me. I should go down there, take my shirt off and expose all 185 pounds of rippling muscle that I possess. And over here we have the famous roller coaster on Santa Monica Pier. So let's go have a wander. And here we are on the pier. Oh, and guess what? There are thousands of people here too. If you are coming to LA for a nice relaxing getaway away from people, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. That's the coastline up past Malibu up there. We drove past it the other day. It was fine, but it reminded me of Charlie Sheen too much. Look at that, it's a VTOL kind of helicopter airplane thingy. I don't know what the technical term is, but I've never seen one before and it looks unbelievably cool. So that's Santa Monica Pier. It's a few shops, a couple of fairground rides and some street performers hustling for cash. I am totally underwhelmed. This place reminds me of St Kilda Pier, but with more crap and less penguins. They just have overfed seagulls instead. We're in Venice Beach now, and there's a guy on roller skates playing a guitar over there. Brilliant. Those bikes were awesome! Check this bike out. I'm not joking, the front wheel on that must be at least 30 inches. It's a Harley. Very, very modified Harley. They have amazing street art absolutely everywhere here too. Venice, unlike Santa Monica, is actually really, really cool. We are now at the famous canals from which Venice derives its name. Venice Beach has been absolutely awesome. Really cool place, loads of interesting people. You could just sit there and people watch for hours on end. Also a great place to visit if you're a stoner. It's like a little oasis of tranquility in Los Angeles. You can just walk along the place, there's ducks, there was even a very nervous squirrel running around a minute ago. Can even see the bridges there. Again, feels like I'm in Grand Theft Auto. And there's even a flamingo-shaped boat down there. And while I've no doubt it's very nice to live here, you wouldn't have much privacy in your backyard. Okay, thank you cops for ruining my shot. That little box in front of me there is actually a book exchange. It's the Venice Floating Book Exchange. How cool is that? As I said before, people, don't bother with Santa Monica, just come straight to Venice. It's just better. And there's the flamingo boat close up. I can't decide if it's brilliant or terrible. I have never seen a duck like that before. He looks mad. He's like black and white. Stop scratching yourself. There's people around. I think whoever lives in this house has a bit of an old flamingo obsession. I'm not going to film through their windows, but I can assure you there's a lot of them inside the house too. Bit of a weird thing to be interested in. Okay, I'll have to somewhat take back what I said about LA not being a place to come for if you don't like noise and crowds. There are some places that you can go where you won't have the head blown off you every 30 seconds. Venice is one of them. It's gonna take us 1 hour and 11 minutes to go 21 bloody kilometers. Fuck. Fuck my life. Finally here on Hollywood Boulevard. So let's have a little look at the place. The pavement next to where we are parked has stars on it, so let's see what major celebrity we have parked beside, shall we? Albert Decker. I have no idea who he is. How the feck did the Rugrats get their own star? Finally, somebody worthy of one. Hollywood is awful. Don't get me wrong, if you like horrible, tatty tourist souvenir shops and sex shops, then Hollywood is absolutely great. But for everything else, it's terrible. So the thing about Hollywood is that everyone seems to think that it's this magical place full of celebrities and movie studios and all of that sort of stuff. Well, no it isn't. There is no celebrity within a fucking mile of this hellhole, I can assure you. They're all down in Beverly Hills and up in the Hollywood Hills. They're not in this crap hole. I was going to go down and film a bit of the Chinese theatre, which was a couple of 100 metres down the street from where I was filming earlier. But it dawned on me that if I was to take my camera outside of the Chinese theatre, I would have about 24 douchebags dressed as Buzz Lightyear and Spider-Man coming up to me demanding tips because they were in my photo. Well, if any of you are watching, here's a tip. Get a real job. So yeah, Hollywood, it sucks. It's terrible. Come here to say you've been here and then get the hell out of here. Go to Venice, go to the mountains, go anywhere, just leave. And here we go again, people. So it's my last day in Los Angeles today, and rather than waste my time sitting in traffic jams to go to all of the tourist traps in LA again, I decided we'd head back up the mountains. So we're in San Bernardino State Park, or State Forest, sorry. We've just come up a road called the Rim of the World Highway, and wait until you see where we are and wait until you see the view. Let's just step out of the old car here. How's that, lads? And look at the road. It meanders for miles and miles and miles through the mountains. There are epic hairpins, beautiful fast sweeping corners through absolutely breathtaking scenery. The best thing about it is that most of it is actually 4-lane highway. It does go to 2-lane eventually, but for most of this road, you're not even going to get caught behind caravans or old duffers doing 30 miles an hour. That's San Bernardino there in front of me. So yeah, LA. Spend a few hours at Venice Beach, then get your ass up the mountains. Trust me. It is much better up here. I could honestly just stand up here all day, just staring. It is indescribably beautiful up here. I would give my left testicle to live in one of those houses. Look at that. What a place. I wonder how much it costs to bring a giant metal T-Rex back to Australia. So this is Lake Arrowhead Village, and apart from the fact that somebody's car alarm is going off in the background, my god, it is absolutely awesome here. The water is crystal clear, you can see right the way to the bottom. The scenery is amazing, the weather is damn near perfect. And I've decided that I am going to finish this vlog here, because if I just keep going more places in Los Angeles, I'm just going to find more stuff that annoys me. I don't mean to be really hard on the LA area, because some of it was absolutely amazing, such as the mountains and Venice. So I'm not going to tell you not to come here because it's crap, because it isn't. Like many places, it has its good points and bad points. God, for all I know, you might be the sort of weirdo that likes Hollywood. I'll wager that squirrel is pretty happy with his life. He lives in a good place. Look at that canoe with a special dog compartment on the back. Must get one of those for Riley. That dog looks so happy. Anyway lads, I suppose that's it for my trip to America. It's been an awesome 7 weeks if you overlook the fact that I lost my glasses, was sick for 2 weeks, crashed a rented Harley, and a few other minor disasters along the way. It's a wonderful country, but my advice to anyone who is coming to the USA is get out of the cities and get into the country. Some of the scenery you're going to encounter here is absolutely breathtaking. Says. Right, so while I was editing this video, out of curiosity, I decided to look up the Wikipedia article for old mate Albert Dekker, whose star we parked next to yesterday. And to say that he's a bit of an interesting dude is putting it mildly. He was a Hollywood actor from the 30s to the, I think, late 50s thereabouts. And I think the most famous film he was in is the old western, The Wild Bunch. But it's what he did kind of after acting that makes him so interesting. He actually ran for California's state senate and got elected in the mid-1950s, and he served for 2 years. During that time, he was a pretty major critic of the famous anti-communist witch hunter Joseph McCarthy, and this actually got him blacklisted from Hollywood, and for the remainder of his life he mostly acted in Broadway as opposed to Hollywood. But what makes him really, really interesting is his death. I'm just going to read from the Wikipedia article here. Excuse me. On May 5th, 1968, Dekker was found dead in his Hollywood home by his fiancée, fashion model and future Love Boat creator Geraldine Saunders. He was naked, kneeling in the bathtub with a noose tightly wrapped around his neck and looped around the shower curtain rod. He was blindfolded, his wrists were handcuffed, and there was a ball gag in his mouth and 2 hypodermic needles inserted into one arm. His body was covered in explicit words and drawings in red lipstick. So the cause of death was deemed to be autoerotic asphyxiation. Hollywood. Anyway folks, thank you for watching. Good luck.